He will hold me fast. I could never keep my hold through life's fearful path, for my love is often cold. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. For my Savior loves me so. He will hold me fast. Those He saves are His delight. Christ will hold me fast. Precious in His holy sight, He will hold me fast. He'll not let my soul be lost. His promises shall last, bought by Him at such a cost. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. For my Savior loves me so. He will hold me fast. For my life He bled and died. Christ will hold me fast. Justice has been satisfied. He will hold me fast. Race with Him to endless life. He will hold me fast till our faith is turned to sight. When He comes at last, He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. For my Savior loves me so. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. He will hold me fast. For my Savior loves me so. He will hold me fast.
I am reading from Ecclesiastes 3, 1 through 8, from the New Revised Standard Version. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. Most of us struggle with time. We struggle to fill it. We struggle against the lack of it. we struggle to make it meaningful. We struggle to keep track of it. Basically, we struggle because ultimately we have no control over time. We can adapt ourselves to time, but we can never adapt time to fit our desires and needs. We have to adapt because time will never adapt. Unlike with time, we are quite comfortable with space, that physical 3D reality of our existence. We live in space, we move through space, and we can make adjustments to our space through building and planting, through tearing down and rooting up. Space is the realm in which we see and hear and touch. We can perceive it, and we feel like we can control it. As a result, we impute a great deal of importance to space. I don't know about you, but I've struggled to keep track of time this year. I keep having to check my phone to know what day it is, and even then it feels wrong. Losing my normal schedule has made it difficult to keep track of time. I feel disconnected. But not only have I lost my schedule, I've lost the places outside of my home that I visited regularly. I lost places that brought joy and fellowship. I know I'm not the only one feeling this loss. I've been reading Abraham Heschel lately, and he reminded me that it is in time, not space, that we meet God. We meet God in the moment, not because of where we are, but because of who God is. There is no place on earth we must go to in order to meet God, which is fortunate. Otherwise, the travel restrictions and quarantines in place this year would have separated us from God. Instead, God met each of us where we were. God meets each of us where we are. In that eternal moment in which we meet God, we are transformed. This transformation requires something from us. This transformation draws us out and calls us to enter into the world. As we meet God in time and are transformed, we are required to see the time around us and respond accordingly. We are called to grieve with those who are mourning. There has been a lot of that this year. We are called to laugh with those who are rejoicing. Even this year has managed to have its moments of celebration. Look around you. What time is it? We are called to be peacemakers in the midst of conflicts. We are called to feed the hungry and free the captives. We are called to stand with the poor and the oppressed. We are called to be part of lifting up the lowly. We are called to be life and light. We are called to the hurt, the sick, the lonely, and the outcast. We are called to leave what is safe and sure and enter into the brokenness of this world. We grow accustomed to our routines. This makes it easy to miss or ignore the cries of our times. When this happens, it often takes a disruption to open our eyes. For many, COVID was that disruption. For some, it was the stories coming out of refugee camps around the world. For others, it was the image of a police officer kneeling on the neck of a suspect until he died. None of us like these disruptions. We'd prefer they never existed. However, we need these disruptions to happen. It is one of the ways God awakens us to the time and our need to respond. What time is it? Through the guidance of the Spirit, each of us can only answer that question for ourselves. No one can answer it for us. But it is imperative that we recognize the existence of the question and seek its answer. We are called to respond to the needs and hurts around us. How we do that depends on the needs of the time. So ask yourself the question, what time is it? When people are sickening in the millions and dying in the hundreds of thousands, what time is it? When children are ripped from their parents' arms and thrown into cages, what time is it? When refugees are crammed into inhuman camps, what time is it? When injustices are perpetrated routinely against vulnerable people groups, what time is it? When hatred is embraced as a way of life, what time is it? When values are thrown away in exchange for power, what time is it? God meets us in time. God transforms us and calls us to respond to the needs of our time. What time is it?
For my life he bled and died. Christ will hold me fast. Justice has been satisfied.